In every relationship, there comes a moment when you find yourself wondering, is the person beside me truly the one I should walk through life with? This question isn't easy to answer, and yet it carries immense weight. Genuine, lasting relationships demand more than fleeting emotions. They require respect, trust, and a deep connection built on shared values. But identifying whether the person you're with is the steadfast companion you seek is not always straightforward. Life often feels like a journey through a vast, unpredictable sea. The right person isn't just someone who joins you on calm waters. They're the one who steadies the ship during storms. They're the anchor when life gets overwhelming and the compass that keeps you heading towards something meaningful. Not everyone can fill this role, which is why understanding what truly matters in a partner is so crucial. Let's take a step back and view relationships through a Stoic lens. The Stoics believed in the power of character, consistency, and self-mastery. It's not about whether someone simply makes you feel good in the moment. It's about whether they embody the traits that foster growth, stability, and respect in the long run. These qualities act as the foundation for something enduring, something real. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, staring at the horizon. You're not looking for someone to pull you back or push you forward recklessly. You're searching for the person who stands beside you, offering strength without taking away your independence. This kind of person is rare, and when you find them, they're worth holding on to. Today, we'll uncover 10 essential qualities a person must have to prove they're more than just a fleeting presence in your life. If the person you're with embodies these virtues, then you've found something extraordinary, something many spend their entire lives searching for. And if you recognize these traits, it's your responsibility to nurture what you've found, not let it slip away. As Marcus Aurelius once said, waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. The same principle applies here. Don't settle for surface-level connections. Seek someone who mirrors your own commitment to integrity, understanding, and mutual growth. If you're lucky enough to find someone who holds these values, it's a sign that they're worth building a future with. This isn't about creating a checklist or expecting perfection. It's about identifying the qualities that reveal someone's character. Does the person beside you treat others with kindness, even when they have nothing to gain? Do they bring clarity to your life, or do they create chaos? Do they stand firm in their values, or do they waver when things get tough? These are the questions that will guide you. If you're asking yourself whether you should hold on to the person you're with, let this guide help you uncover the answer. Remember, the strongest relationships aren't built on convenience, but on mutual respect and shared purpose. If they have these qualities, never let them go. So, as we dive into these traits, stay with me until the very end. By the end of this video, I'll share a powerful truth about relationships, something that can change the way you see your connections forever. And if you found someone with these qualities, I want you to leave a comment below with 4 simple words. I'll never let go. If you're ready to grow stronger, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you never miss a video like this. Let's keep building a community of wisdom and insight, one that helps each other thrive. Your journey to understanding begins now. 1. The beauty beyond what meets the eye. At first glance, many relationships begin with something simple: physical attraction. There's no shame in admitting that the way someone looks can catch your attention. It's human nature. But let's be honest, looks alone don't sustain a bond. Imagine this. You meet someone breathtaking, someone who turns heads the moment they walk into a room. The spark is immediate, and the chemistry feels electric. You start spending time together, going on walks, sharing meals, and watching movies. But over time, you notice something missing. Conversations stay on the surface, revolving around small talk about plans or the weather. You can feel the silence between words growing heavier, and that initial magic starts to fade. Now picture another scenario. This time, you meet someone who doesn't immediately catch your eye in that lightning bolt way. But the moment you start talking, something shifts. They challenge your thoughts and share ideas that make your world feel bigger. The connection feels alive, vibrant, and magnetic. It's not just about what they say. It's the way they make you think, question, and grow. Conversations stretch into hours, touching on ideas that matter to you both. You start to see them as more than just a companion. They're someone who helps you see the world differently. This contrast between surface attraction and meaningful connection raises an important question. What truly keeps a relationship alive? The Stoics would say it's about finding someone who not only walks beside you, but also sharpens your mind and spirit. As Seneca once wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better person of you." True companionship isn't about avoiding silence or filling time together. It's about engaging in conversations that challenge your assumptions, enrich your understanding, and inspire you to grow. Think of it like a fire. Physical attraction might be the spark, but intellect and emotional connection are the logs that keep the flame alive. Without depth, the fire burns out quickly, leaving only ashes behind. With depth, the fire doesn't just burn, it warms your soul and lights the path ahead. You might wonder, why does this kind of connection matter so much? Because a relationship without intellectual engagement can feel like a glass of water, necessary but tasteless. On the other hand, a bond built on shared ideas and deep conversations is like a glass of fine wine, something that grows richer over time, offering layers of meaning and substance. If you're fortunate enough to have someone in your life who challenges your mind, don't take that for granted. A person who stretches your thinking and engages in meaningful discussions with you is rare. They aren't just a partner, they're a co-creator of your growth, someone who adds richness to your life that goes far beyond fleeting moments of pleasure. It's easy to be dazzled by what you see at first, but the most beautiful parts of a person aren't always visible. They take time to uncover, like peeling back the layers of an intricate painting. And with every layer, you find something more valuable than the last. As the saying goes, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. The person who shapes your thoughts can profoundly shape your life. So, take a moment to ask yourself, are you building something meaningful? Does the person beside you inspire you to think deeply, grow, and see the world differently? If the answer is yes, you've found something extraordinary. Hold on to it. Relationships like this aren't just rare, they're timeless. 2. The art of meeting halfway. Imagine this. You and your partner are sailing together on the vast sea of love. The skies are clear, the water's calm, and everything feels effortless. But life, as we know, is rarely an endless stretch of calm waters. Storms roll in, waves crash, and suddenly, the once smooth sailing is disrupted by disagreements, challenges, and uncharted waters. This isn't a sign of failure. It's simply the reality of sharing a life with someone else. The question is, how do you navigate these storms together? The answer lies in compromise. It's the bridge that connects two hearts when perspectives differ. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our words, and our willingness to meet halfway. Compromise doesn't mean surrendering your values or losing yourself. It means recognizing that in a relationship, it's not you versus them, but rather both of you versus the problem. Picture this. You and the person you care about disagree over something simple: what to eat for dinner or what movie to watch. It feels minor, but even small conflicts have the potential to create distance if approached poorly. Now, imagine a bigger challenge: deciding whether to move to a new city for work or how to balance conflicting life goals. These moments test the strength of your connection, but they also offer an opportunity to grow closer. Think of a relationship like a dance. You move in sync, adjusting to each other's rhythm, stepping forward and back in harmony. When one person refuses to move or insists on always leading, the dance falls apart. But when both are willing to adjust and find a balance, it becomes beautiful. You might ask yourself, does compromise mean I'm giving up too much of myself? The truth is, compromise isn't about losing. It's about finding a path forward that honors both of you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In relationships, challenges and differences aren't obstacles. They're opportunities to grow together, to understand one another on a deeper level. Let's say you're facing one of those crossroads. The situation feels frustrating, maybe even hopeless. In these moments, remember that compromise isn't just about solving a problem. It's a testament to the strength of your connection. It shows that both of you value the relationship enough to find a solution that works for both sides. Compromise is a choice to prioritize us over me. If the person beside you is willing to meet you halfway, if they listen, adjust, and work with you to navigate life's storms, you've found something rare. It's easy to stand strong when everything is smooth, but true strength is revealed in the face of conflict. When two people can weather the turbulent waters together, their bond becomes unshakable. Think of it like steering a ship. One person alone cannot manage the sails, steer the wheel, and navigate the course all at once. But with two working together, supporting one another, the ship not only stays afloat, but thrives, even in rough seas. You might wonder, isn't it easier to find someone who agrees with me all the time? It might seem that way, but harmony without depth rarely lasts. The person who challenges you yet works with you to find solutions is the one who creates lasting value in your life. A partner who compromises isn't just a companion. They're a co-captain, steering the ship with you toward a shared destination. If you found someone willing to compromise, someone who sees challenges as opportunities to strengthen your bond, cherish them. In a world that often glorifies independence, a connection built on mutual respect and teamwork is truly extraordinary. Remember, the goal isn't to avoid storms. It's to learn how to sail through them together. That's what makes a relationship endure, growing stronger with every wave you face. 3. The calm anchor in life's storms. Imagine waking up next to the same steady, reliable person you first met. Their core hasn't changed. They're still the person you were drawn to from the beginning. There are no sudden shifts, no emotional roller coasters that leave you wondering who they'll be today. Their consistency feels like a warm current, guiding your relationship forward. Now, let's compare this to its opposite, volatility. Picture someone whose moods are as unpredictable as spring weather. One moment, they're sunshine and clear skies, bringing joy and ease. The next, they're a sudden storm, chaotic and turbulent. Being with someone like that is like walking on a tightrope. You're constantly on edge, bracing for the unexpected. It drains your peace of mind, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted. Stoicism teaches us the power of stability, of equanimity in the face of life's chaos. When someone embodies this in a relationship, it becomes a foundation of trust and understanding. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In relationships, this translates to consistency being a strength, a quiet force that reassures you amidst life's unpredictability. Think of a lighthouse standing tall against crashing waves. It doesn't falter or dim when storms rage around it. It remains a guiding light, reliable and unchanging. A consistent partner is just like that. They're not immune to life's challenges, but they don't let those challenges change the way they treat you or show up for you. You might wonder, doesn't consistency mean boring or predictable? Absolutely not. Consistency doesn't mean a lack of growth or excitement. It means reliability. It's about knowing the person beside you will be there through life's highs and lows, not just during the easy, sunny days. It's the kind of steadiness that allows both of you to grow individually while building something meaningful together. Imagine two trees standing side by side, their roots intertwined beneath the soil. They weather storms, endure seasons, and still they grow taller together. That's what consistency does in a relationship. It creates a foundation strong enough to withstand the unpredictability of life. Without it, even the smallest storm can uproot everything. You might also ask, why is this so important? Because trust, respect, and understanding can't exist without consistency. When someone's words and actions align, when they show up for you in the same way, day after day, they're not just being steady, they're creating a safe space where you can be yourself without fear of judgment or uncertainty. Think of Stoic figures like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. They lived by principles of virtue, self-discipline, and stability. These weren't just abstract ideals. They were the foundations for their relationships with others. In the same way, a partner who embodies these values creates an environment where love, trust, and mutual respect can flourish. If you're with someone who is consistent, someone who is the calm in every storm and the certainty in your moments of doubt, you found something rare and extraordinary. They aren't just a partner, they're an anchor in a world that often feels chaotic. Remember, the initial sparks of attraction might ignite the connection, but it's the quiet strength of consistency that keeps the flame alive. It's the steady hand that holds yours through the storms, the reassuring presence that reminds you that no matter what happens, you're not alone. In the spirit of Stoicism, don't overlook the value of consistency. Cherish it, nurture it, and recognize it as the quiet magic that builds lasting bonds. A relationship grounded in consistency is one that doesn't just survive life's challenges, it thrives in spite of them. 4. The strength to forgive. At the heart of every strong relationship lies a simple truth. No one is perfect. We're all human, bound to make mistakes, sometimes unintentionally hurting the people we care about most. In these moments, forgiveness becomes more than just a word. It becomes a lifeline, a way to heal and grow together. Think back to a time when someone close to you let you down. Maybe they missed an important moment in your life or said something that left a scar. Now recall the moment they came to you, genuinely apologetic, seeking forgiveness. When you chose to forgive, didn't it feel like a weight was lifted from both of you? Forgiveness has a way of clearing the air, of creating space for trust and understanding to grow stronger than before. The Stoics taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When someone you love makes a mistake, it's within your power to choose forgiveness, not as an act of weakness, but as an act of strength and wisdom. Imagine resentment as a heavy stone you carry in your hand. The longer you hold it, the more it weighs you down. Forgiveness is the act of putting that stone down, freeing yourself from the burden. It's not about forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about choosing not to let that moment define your connection. You might ask, does forgiving mean letting them off the hook? Not at all. Forgiveness isn't about condoning their actions or ignoring the hurt. It's about understanding that mistakes are a part of being human. It's about learning from the pain and moving forward with a deeper understanding of each other. Picture a bridge between two people. Each act of forgiveness adds another plank, strengthening the connection and making it more resilient. Without forgiveness, the bridge weakens, leaving gaps that distance you from one another. But with forgiveness, the bond not only survives, it thrives. In relationships, forgiveness is more than an emotional release. It's an expression of courage. In a world where holding on to grudges is often mistaken for strength, letting go requires vulnerability and trust. It's a testament to resilience, to the belief that love and connection are worth more than pride or the desire to win an argument. Consider the words of Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Holding on to resentment traps us in a cycle of imagined pain, reliving the hurt again and again. But choosing to forgive allows us to break free, to step forward into a space where healing and understanding can flourish. If you have someone in your life who embraces forgiveness, someone who doesn't cling to past wrongs, but instead uses them as stepping stones toward deeper connection, cherish them. They're showing you a rare and powerful form of strength. Forgiveness, when mutual, is like a lighthouse guiding your relationship through the darkest storms. It illuminates the path forward, reminding you that even when things break, they can be repaired with care and understanding. You might wonder, but what if they hurt me again? Forgiveness doesn't mean abandoning boundaries. It means giving space for accountability and growth. A partner who values forgiveness will also value your trust, working with you to ensure that mistakes become lessons rather than repeated patterns. In the end, forgiveness and Stoicism share a common truth. The ability to move forward, hand in hand, is what makes relationships endure. It's not about avoiding mistakes or pain. It's about how you face them together. If you've found someone who embodies this virtue, someone who chooses love and understanding over resentment, you've found something truly extraordinary. Hold on to them, because their light will help guide you through life's inevitable ups and downs. 5. Navigating by the same stars. When it comes to relationships, especially the ones we hope will last, shared values are the foundation that everything else rests upon. Picture this. You meet someone who lights up your world. They make you laugh, share your interests, and every moment feels like it's pulled straight out of a fairy tale. But as time passes, cracks begin to show, not in your attraction to them, but in the values that guide your lives. Maybe you're someone who values financial stability and planning for the future, while they live for the moment, often spending impulsively without a second thought. Or perhaps you believe in constant personal growth, seeking to evolve and improve, while they remain satisfied with where they are, uninterested in exploring beyond their comfort zone. This mismatch, while easy to overlook in the early stages of romance, becomes impossible to ignore as life brings its inevitable challenges. As Stoicism teaches, character is fate. Who you are and what you believe will ultimately determine the path you walk. Relationships are no different. They thrive not just on shared moments of joy, but on the alignment of deeper guiding principles, the stars by which you both navigate life. Imagine setting sail on an open sea with someone. The waves might be calm at first, but storms will come, winds will shift, and the horizon might fade into uncertainty. If you and your partner are not steering toward the same destination, using the same stars for guidance, you'll find yourselves adrift. You may still care for one another, but the lack of alignment will pull you in opposite directions. You might wonder, can't shared hobbies and common interests make up for mismatched values? The truth is, those things are like the surface waves of the ocean, beautiful and enjoyable, but fleeting. They may bring you together, but they won't hold you together when the deeper currents of life begin to pull. A shared love for movies or travel won't resolve the tension of differing priorities, especially when it comes to things that truly matter. How you view money, growth, family, or even the way you approach conflict. The Stoics remind us that life will inevitably bring storms. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action." Relationships are no different. They require deliberate choices, and one of the most crucial is choosing someone whose values align with your own. When that alignment is there, conflicts don't feel like battles to win. Instead, they become opportunities to learn and grow together. Think of a relationship as a house. Shared interests might decorate the walls, and physical attraction might light the rooms, but shared values are the foundation. Without that foundation, even the most beautiful house will crumble under pressure. With it, you can weather any storm, standing strong no matter what life throws at you. If you're asking yourself, how do I know if we align? Look for how they respond to challenges. Do they prioritize the same things you do when faced with hard decisions? Do they approach disagreements with a sense of fairness and a shared goal, or do they stick to their own agenda? These moments reveal whether your values truly align. If you've found someone who not only brings joy to your life, but also shares your deeper beliefs and principles, consider yourself fortunate. This alignment is rare and precious. It's not the number of shared hobbies or the intensity of your initial spark that will carry a relationship through decades. It's the way your values mirror one another, creating a partnership that feels like a safe harbor in an unpredictable world. In the end, it's your values that chart the course of your relationship. They are the stars that guide you, ensuring that no matter how rough the waters become, you're always moving in the same direction. If you found someone who navigates life alongside you, steering by the same stars, cherish them. Together, you can build a bond that is not just enduring, but deeply fulfilling. 6. Walking beside, not behind. In life, the relationships we cherish the most are the ones that do more than fill the empty spaces. They lift us, challenge us, and inspire us to reach heights we never thought possible. The Stoics believed in self-sufficiency, resilience, and the pursuit of virtue, principles that shape not just an individual life, but the foundation of a meaningful partnership. Imagine sharing your life with someone who embodies these ideals, someone who walks beside you, not behind you. This kind of partner doesn't depend on you for their sense of worth or happiness. Instead, they are guided by their own passions, their own pursuits. They don't lean on you for validation because their confidence comes from within. When they achieve something, it's not to impress anyone. It's because their ambition and dedication drive them forward. Picture someone training for a marathon. not to gain your approval, but because they value health and discipline. Their determination sparks something in you. You're not being pushed to change. Instead, you're inspired to grow simply by witnessing their example. Maybe they encourage you to pick up that skill you've always wanted to learn, or to pursue a goal you've been hesitant to chase. They don't pressure you, they show you what's possible. You might wonder, isn't it enough to just be supportive of one another? Support is important, but it's only part of the equation. True partnership is about mutual inspiration. It's about two people walking their own paths while encouraging each other to explore even further. It's the difference between carrying someone on your shoulders and standing side by side, lifting each other when needed, but never losing your individual strength. Think of a partnership as a pair of climbers scaling a mountain. Both are tethered together, but each has their own footing, their own strength, and their own motivation. If one slips, the other is there to steady them, but neither is dragging the other along. They climb together, driven by a shared goal and their own determination. The Stoics understood this balance. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them." A partner who runs beside you, who chases their own stars while encouraging you to chase yours, is a partner worth holding on to. Some might ask, doesn't independence in a relationship create distance? On the contrary, independence strengthens the bond. A partner who is strong on their own isn't looking to you to fill a void. They're looking to share their journey with you. Their independence creates space for mutual growth, for the kind of relationship where both people thrive individually and together. If you found someone who inspires you to grow, who celebrates your successes as much as their own, you found something rare. They're not just a partner, they're a mirror reflecting the best version of you and a spark that fuels your drive. This kind of relationship isn't about leaning on each other. It's about standing tall together. It's about embracing the challenges of life, not as burdens to bear, but as opportunities to become stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. As Epictetus wisely noted, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. A partnership like this takes time, care, and commitment. But when it's built, it becomes a foundation that can withstand anything life throws your way. If you've been lucky enough to find someone who pursues their goals while encouraging you to chase yours, hold on to them. They're not just sharing your life, they're enriching it. Together you can walk through life, not as one carrying the other, but as two strong individuals moving towards something greater. That is the essence of a partnership worth treasuring. 7. The light in life's darkest moments. Picture yourself in the middle of life's storm, a job loss, a personal failure, or just one of those days when everything feels heavy. Who stands beside you, steady and unwavering, offering not just words, but genuine understanding? Stoicism reminds us of the importance of having someone who believes in us, even when we've lost faith in ourselves. Think back to the last time someone truly stood by you, not to fix the problem, but to be there. Maybe they offered a quiet shoulder to lean on, or simply listened without judgment. That kind of presence doesn't just comfort you, it lights up the darkest path, reminding you that you're not alone. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reflected on compassion and empathy in his writings. Despite his immense power, he understood the value of connection and kindness. He knew that life is filled with trials, and that the right companion, someone who understands without sinking into despair themselves, is an anchor in turbulent times. Now imagine someone in your life who embodies these qualities. It could be the person who knows what you need before you even say it, who listens to your silence as clearly as your words. They don't rush to judgment or offer shallow advice. Instead, they stand beside you, their empathy and kindness providing a quiet strength that lifts you even when you feel like falling. You might wonder, why is empathy so essential? Isn't being practical or strong enough? Empathy is not about weakness or indulgence. It's about connection. It's about recognizing another's pain and offering support without expecting anything in return. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in understanding and compassion. As Seneca said, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Think of empathy as a candle in a dark room. It doesn't extinguish the darkness entirely, but it brings enough light to help you find your way. A partner who is empathetic doesn't fix your struggles. They help you carry them, making the burden feel lighter. Their support doesn't solve your problems, but it strengthens your resolve to face them. You might also ask, doesn't empathy make someone too vulnerable? On the contrary, it's the ultimate strength. It takes courage to feel deeply, to understand someone else's struggles, and to show kindness in a world that often feels indifferent. A person who embodies empathy is not weak. They're resilient. They offer strength not just to themselves, but to everyone around them. If you've been fortunate enough to have someone who embodies these qualities, don't overlook their importance. Their empathy isn't just an act of kindness. It's a reflection of their character. It shows they value connection over indifference, understanding over judgment. Relationships grounded in empathy are not just comforting, they're transformative. They teach you to see the world with softer eyes, to respond to others with patience and care. They remind you that in the grand tapestry of existence, it's the threads of kindness, understanding, and human connection that hold the most value. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Kindness is invincible if it's sincere." If someone in your life reflects this invincibility through their compassion, their patience, and their unwavering support, hold on to them. Nurture that connection, not because it's rare, but because it's precious. In the end, life's challenges will come and go, but the people who stand by you during those moments are the true treasures. Their empathy and kindness turn life's chaos into something meaningful. If you found such a person, celebrate them. They are the light that makes every storm more bearable and every journey worth taking. 8. The kind of love that builds you up. Imagine being in a relationship where every little thing about you feels like a target. The way you dress, the jokes you tell, even how you chew your food. It's all under scrutiny. It's exhausting, isn't it? Constant criticism doesn't just chip away at your confidence. It creates a divide, turning what should be a nurturing connection into a source of self-doubt. Now contrast that with someone who truly sees you, your flaws, your quirks, your imperfections, and chooses to accept you just as you are. That kind of love doesn't tear you down, it builds you up. Stoicism offers us a powerful perspective here. While it's important to strive for self-improvement, this growth should be rooted in encouragement, not judgment. As Marcus Aurelius said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. A good partner lives by this. They hold space for your flaws without using them as weapons. Think of a tree growing in rocky soil. It's not perfect, and its branches may twist in unexpected ways, but it stands tall, resilient, and unique. A nurturing partner sees the beauty in your growth and supports you, even when the path isn't perfect. They don't try to reshape you or tear you down. Instead, they offer sunlight and care, helping you thrive naturally. You might ask, Isn't it fair to point out flaws if they bother someone? Of course, honest communication is essential in relationships. But there's a difference between constructive feedback and constant criticism. Constructive feedback comes from a place of love and understanding, aiming to help both of you grow. Criticism, on the other hand, often stems from dissatisfaction or control. One builds bridges, the other burns them. Imagine this. You spill coffee on your shirt before heading out, and your partner either says, "Don't worry, it happens to everyone," or rolls their eyes and says, "Can you do anything right?" Which response makes you feel supported? Which one makes you want to shrink? A good partner chooses the first response, not because they overlook everything, but because they understand that kindness fosters connection. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our words, our reactions. In a relationship, this means accepting what we cannot change in our partner while inspiring them through understanding, patience, and love. Epictetus reminds us, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A partner who embodies this doesn't nitpick at your flaws. They focus on how they can uplift you while growing alongside you. You might wonder, does accepting flaws mean settling? Not at all. Acceptance doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth. It means creating an environment where growth feels possible. A supportive partner doesn't expect perfection. They see your potential and help you reach it, not through criticism, but through belief in your ability to improve. If you found someone who embraces your imperfections, who loves you for who you are while encouraging you to become better, you've found something rare. They don't make you feel small over the little things. Instead, they offer a quiet reassurance that you're enough while still inspiring you to grow. Think of relationships as a journey up a mountain. Some paths are rocky, and you might stumble, but a good partner doesn't point out every misstep. They extend a hand, steadying you when you falter. They climb with you, celebrating every milestone while reminding you of how far you've come. In a world obsessed with perfection, finding someone who sees beyond the surface is a treasure. They embody the Stoic principle of focusing on what truly matters: character, kindness, and connection. As Seneca wrote, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." The right partner is someone who helps you become that friend, who teaches you to see your worth even in the face of imperfection. If you've found such a person, cherish them. They're not just loving you, they're showing you how to love yourself. Together, you're building something enduring, rooted in acceptance and nurtured by the kind of love that helps you rise. That's the kind of bond that stands the test of time. 9. The quiet effort that keeps love alive. In long-term relationships, it's inevitable that the initial spark, the butterflies and whirlwind romance, fades with time. This isn't a failure or a flaw, it's simply the natural rhythm of love, much like the way even the most vibrant flower must weather changing seasons. But while emotions ebb and flow, the health of a relationship doesn't have to follow suit. As the Stoics would remind us, it's within our power to nurture the bonds we hold dear, independent of fleeting feelings. Imagine someone in your life who consistently puts in the quiet, deliberate effort to keep your connection strong. They do this not with grand gestures, but with small, thoughtful acts that speak volumes. Maybe it's leaving a note on the fridge to brighten your day, listening to you after a long, tiring evening, or surprising you with your favorite meal without any occasion. These actions might seem minor at first glance, but they carry an unmistakable weight. They're not just gestures, they're reminders of commitment, care, and the belief in the relationship you're building together. You might wonder, why do these little things matter so much? Because they symbolize something deeper, a conscious choice to invest in love. Relationships are like gardens. They don't flourish on their own. Without care and effort, they wither. The person who takes time to nurture the connection, even when life feels monotonous or challenging, is someone who understands that love is a verb, not just a feeling. Think of it this way. The grand fireworks of new love might light up the sky for a moment, but it's the steady glow of a lantern that guides you through the dark. Small acts of love are that lantern, reminding you of the light you share, even during life's more difficult moments. Stoicism teaches us the value of effort, gratitude, and consistency in all areas of life, including love. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." The same applies to relationships. Don't wait for the spark to return on its own. Create it. When someone in your life takes the initiative to reignite that flame, not through obligation, but through genuine care, they're embodying these virtues. You might ask yourself, shouldn't love just come naturally? Why put in so much effort? The truth is, love that lasts isn't effortless. It's a choice, made daily. While the initial attraction might come easily, the depth and resilience of a relationship come from shared work and mutual respect. Love isn't about coasting. It's about growing together through the highs and lows, the mundane and the extraordinary. If you've found someone who doesn't let time or familiarity erode the relationship, someone who consistently chooses to nourish the connection with small but meaningful acts, cherish them. Their effort isn't a duty, it's a gift. It's a reflection of their belief in what you've built together and what you can continue to build. Think of your relationship as a shared journey, with both of you walking side by side. The person who reaches out to steady you when the path gets rough or takes a moment to point out the beauty along the way isn't just a companion, they're a partner. And that partnership, grounded in mutual care and effort, becomes unshakable. In embracing this approach, you're not just keeping love alive, you're enriching it. You're honoring the Stoic principles of gratitude, discipline, and shared purpose. This doesn't just preserve your bond, it transforms it into something stronger, something deeper. If you've been fortunate enough to have someone in your life who embodies this kind of effort and care, let it inspire you to reciprocate. The best relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect and shared growth. Together, you can face life's inevitable challenges, not as individuals, but as a united force. That's how love endures, not just surviving the test of time, but thriving in its embrace.